Good morning, students. Today we are starting combination reaction. It's our next topic and another type of the reactions. In the combination reaction, it's a very important. It is the opposite reactions of decomposition reactions. In decomposition reactions, one substance is decomposed by passing electricity, photolight or heat from outer side sources, and it will be decomposed and giving you two and more kind of the substances. But what happen in combinations? In combinations, the two substances combine with each other and giving you a single product, that is known as the combinations. Maybe this reaction is an exo or maybe endothermic reactions. Okay, so here is also the redox. The reduction is an oxidation is take place simultaneously. This is also known as the redox reaction. So I am giving you the examples of the combination reaction. The first example is here. H2 is available in the gaseous state, Cl2 also a gas, so they both are react with each other. Here we require the less temperature and higher pressure. Why? Because if the temperature is more, so at that time the kinetic energy of gases is too high, so they are not able to come to the contact with each other. So at that time we require a less temperature. Due to the less temperature, their kinetic energy is very small and they come to close each other, and when we applying the pressure, the intermolecular distances is decreasing and they easily combine with each other and able to convert into their product. So you know the valency of hydrogen is 1 plus, Cl is 1 minus, so 1 plus 1 minus combine with each other and form a HCl. How many Cl is here? 2. Hydrogen is also 2. So here we are getting a large amount of fumes of the gaseous fumes of HCl is a white color fumes. So see here the two kind of the substance react with each other and they giving you a single product. This is known as this type of reaction, combinations reactions. In these reactions, they liberating some large amount of energy simultaneously. So the energy sign is coming after the reaction. So it is a kind of this, which kind of reaction? Exothermic reaction. So it is an example of the exo because a large amount of heat is liberating in this reaction. The next one example, a very important process, N2 plus H2. You know that process is Haber process. It is a production of ammonia in our industrial area. That reaction also required a low temperature as well as the higher pressure. So that reaction required some catalyst. You know catalysts, they are helpful to conduct the reactions in forward directions. They helping to conduct the reaction in forward direction, not in a backward direction. So here is also the two elements combined and they giving you a single product. You know the valency of nitrogen is 3 minus, hydrogen is 1 plus, so 1 is going here and minus 3 is coming there, so it form a NH3. So here how many molecule of hydrogen is there? 3. So here we are going to write 3 also, so number of moles of hydrogen is 2, 3 or 6, so here we are writing 2. So it giving you a very important gas. This is known as the ammonia. Ammonia is giving you a pungent smell. But what happened in this reaction is also the very few amount of energy is liberating. It is also a kind of the exothermic reactions. See here guys, the both reactions are very good examples of the redox reactions. Before the reaction, oxidation state is 0 because hydrogen is alone. Chlorine also 0, but when the chlorine and hydrogen combine, this is plus 1, that is minus 1. So here hydrogen is converting into the plus 1 and chlorine is converting into minus 1. Plus means they have tendency to lose electron. So here the hydrogen is oxidized and chlorine is reduced. So the both things take place at the same time in forward direction. So this one is a very good example of the redox reaction. As well as in case of the nitrogen is 0, hydrogen is also 0, but here nitrogen is 3 minus and hydrogen is 1 plus. So here nitrogen is converting 0 to minus 3. If any species gaining a negative charge, it means it have tendency to gain electron. And those reactions in which the gaining of electron is take place, that reaction is generally known as the reduction reaction. So here the nitrogen is going for the reduction and hydrogen carrying a with charge guys positive. So if any species having tendency to lose electron and carrying a positive charge, so that process is known as the oxidation. So that is also a very good example of exo, redox as well as the combination reaction. So in this reactions two and more kind of substances combine with each other and they giving you a single product. So in these reactions we are supplying heat from outside as well as the liberating heat from inside to outside, but in both reactions they don't require any heat from outside, because why? Here temperature is very low. In this reaction they liberating heat outside, so they both are a very good example of the which kind of reaction? Combination as well as the exothermic reaction. I'm also giving you one more examples of the combination reactions. So see, the next example is, here the sulfur is reacting with O2. You know the sulfur is available in the solid state. Which type of powder? It is a yellow color powder. It's very harmful for human beings. Okay, sulfur powders. So we are preparing the different types of sulfur substances in our daily life. It is also using in medicinal as well as in preparing explosive substances. You know the oxygens. So what happened? But in these reactions we providing heat from outside. So this is not a exothermic, it is a kind of this endothermic, because we are giving large amount of heat. So first of all what we are doing, we just start burn the sulfur. Okay, so when the sulfur start burn in the presence of heat, and the atmospheric oxygen is come to the contact when the sulfur start burning. So what happened? When the oxygen, the sulfur combine with oxygen, it producing a very important gas. This is SO2. The color of the SO2 gas is yellow. A yellow color fumes comes outside. Okay, so it is a kind of the combinations reactions. So here is also the both kind of react with each others and they giving you a single product. This is also which type of process? Endothermic or combination reaction. Here sulfur is 0, oxygen is 0. After the reaction, sulfur is with charge +4, oxygen is -2. So that is also kind of the redox reaction. So here we have done our combination reactions in which two type of substance combine and they giving you a single product. This is known as the combination reactions. So lots of examples already given in your NCERT as well as in your refreshers. Okay. Then we are working on our next reaction is a combustion reaction. See guys, the next reaction is a combustion. You know very well about the combustion. The combustion is when any substances is starting burn in the presence of the oxygen. So that process is known as the combustion. But what happened when any organic and inorganic substance starting burn? So some substance is burned without producing any sooty flame. What is the meaning of this sooty? Sooty means with black fumes. With black fumes. काफ़ी सारे ऐसे सब्सटेंसेस होते हैं जब वो जलते हैं तो वो काला धुआं प्रोड्यूस नहीं करते, और कुछ ऐसे सब्सटेंसेस होते हैं when they start burn, so they are burning by producing a black color sooty flame like a petrol. When the petrol starting their burning process, they liberating a large amount of black color fumes, is causing environment pollution. So that black color fumes is known as the sooty flames. But when I'm giving you one example, if you start for burning process with the LPG gas, is generally using as a domestic gas for just cooking purpose. So the LPG is start burn, but they are not liberating any kind of black color fumes. So these are known as the non-sooty flame. Non-sooty flames. So guys, if the compound is start burning and they burn by producing sooty flame, this is known as the incomplete combustion. इसका मतलब वो कंपाउंड्स को जलने के लिए प्रॉपर अमाउंट ऑफ ऑक्सीजन अवेलेबल नहीं है. When the compound is burned but by producing a non-sooty flame, अगर कंपाउंड्स बर्न हो रहा है और उससे काला धुआं या इस तरह की कोई ब्लैक फ्यूम्स नहीं निकलती, so that type of combustion is known as the complete combustion. So we are identifying complete and differentiating in between the complete and incomplete combustions by producing a sooty and non-sooty flames. So I am giving you a lots of examples of the sooty and non-sooty flames. So first of all, I am going to define about the combustion reactions. So combustion reaction is the kind of reaction in which any compounds is completely or incompletely burned in the presence of oxygen gas. What I am saying? The combustion reactions are those reactions in which any substances start burning or incomplete and complete burning but in the presence of oxygen gas, these reactions are known as the combustion reactions. So guys, the first one is a complete combustion. Complete combustion. So see guys, I am giving you example of the complete combustions. So complete combustions, the first example of complete combustions is already take place inside your body. So that which reactions, that is known as the respiration process. In respiration process, the glucose available inside your body and inside your cell is decomposed in the presence of oxygen, and they liberating more amount of energy. So see guys, it's liberating more amount of energy. So it is a kind of which type of reaction? Exothermic reaction. See the complete combustion. We are taking the glucose C6H12O6. It is a glucose. Glucose is a carbohydrate, and you know it is made up of carbon and hydrate water. This is a good source of energy. Okay, so we are taking the large amount of oxygen through our lungs and our atmospheres. So we are taking 6O2. Okay, so that processes take place inside the cell. Okay, that reaction is known as the which reactions? Respiration reaction. So this is the opposite reactions of the photosynthesis. So which type of substance is formed here? It's giving you 6CO2 plus 6H2O as well as the liberating energy, and that energy is stored inside your body in the form of ATP. So in this reactions, the large amount of energy is produced guys, the liberating, so it is a kind of exothermic reactions. In glucose, the carbon have 0 valency, but when the carbon is here, it have +4 oxidation state. In before the reaction, oxygens have 0 valency. After the reaction, oxygen is -2. So see, here carbon is converting 0 to +4. So it is oxidized, and oxygen is converting 0 to -2. So it will be reduced. See guys, that is also a very good example of the redox reactions. So it is a complete combustion. Why? Because in these reactions, none kind of the sooty flame is प्रोड्यूस्ड, कोई भी ब्लैक कलर का फ्यूम प्रोड्यूस्ड नहीं होता, और पूरा का पूरा जो ग्लूकोज है वो एक फ्यू सेकंड में ही क्या हो जाता है? डिकम्पोज. बट नॉट इज अ फ्यू सेकंड, दैट प्रोसेस इज रिक्वायर्ड अ लॉट्स ऑफ स्टेप्स एंड एंजाइम्स इनसाइड योर बॉडी, but they're giving you a more energy, and here the whole glucose is decomposed in the presence of oxygens and giving you energy. It is a kind of the complete combustion. Okay, see the next examples. I'm also giving you next example related to your daily life, LPG or methane gas. You know the methane gas is an example of complete combustion. The methane gas is CH4. That gas is also known as the biogas. Okay, you know the biogas plant, how we are going to produce the biogas by taking a garbage and organic materials. So we are using that gas in the form of CNG, compressed natural gas, also known as the biofuel. You know the biofuel, biogas. So this methane is behaving like to be a good fuels. So we require a large amount of oxygens, air, to burn the such kind of substances. But what happens? This is a carbon compounds. We are taking lots of oxygen. So we are able to write down O2 in such a way. O2 double bonds. Okay. So what happened? Here the two hydrogens is combined with one oxygens and removed in the form of H2O. See guys, the two hydrogen is also available. It's also combining with this oxygen and removing in the form of twice H2O. One carbon is a coke is available, and it combined with two oxygens. One carbon combined with two oxygens and removing in the form of CO2. And it is behaving like to be a fuel, and fuel is a good source of energy. So in these reactions, a large amount of energy is liberating. So here the energy is liberating outside. Okay, so which kind of reactions? It is a kind of the exothermic reaction, but it is a complete combustion. Why? Because your whole methane is completely decomposed into water and as well as the carbon dioxide without producing any sooty flame. यहाँ पे किसी भी तरह की जो flames या धुआं है वो produce नहीं होता. They properly burn by producing a blue flame. The blue flame means it is properly oxidized. If properly oxidized, they giving you a more energy. So these are the examples of this complete combustions. Okay, so these are the example of the complete combustions. I am giving you another examples. Just another type is incomplete combustion. Incomplete means that reaction is also take place inside your body. In your biology first chapter, you are going to study about the complete respiration and incomplete respiration, aerobic and anaerobic. Suppose this glucose molecule is available inside your body. Okay, you are taking a bulk amount of foods, but what happened? The air or oxygen is not available in a sufficient amount. Not sufficient. So what happened? If the proper amount of air or oxygen is not available inside your body, so this glucose is not completely decomposed. So at that time they are not giving you proper amount of water and carbon dioxide and not liberating more amount of energy. At that time, due to the lack of the oxygens, this glucose is converting into a very important acid. This is known as the lactic acid. This lactic acid is responsible for cramping of your muscles. So you are feeling so tired. So what happened? That reaction is examples of the incomplete combustions. Why? Because here glucose is not able to decompose into the carbon dioxide water. They giving you some another kind of substances. So but what happened when again if you are passing the more amount of oxygen, more O2, and at that time the oxygen is sufficient. If you are taking the sufficient amount of oxygen again inside your body by the process of the breathings or respirations, so at that time lactic acid again decompose and then giving you a large amount of CO2 and H2O and liberating more amount of energy. So when the glucose is converting into lactic acid in the presence of insufficient or non-sufficient amount of oxygen, that process is known as the incomplete combustion. But what happened in case of this lactic acids, when again we converting into this water and carbon dioxide, when we passing the sufficient amount of air, so this is the best example of complete. So here the complete and incomplete reaction is take place. Similarly, I am giving you the last example. If we are taking the same CNG gases, compressed natural gas, and we are passing the insufficient amount of air. Here the sufficient amount of air is not available. So what happened? This H reacts with O, this H reacts with O, and similarly they giving you twice H2O. But see, due to the absence of the sufficient amount of oxygen, this carbon is not able to react. So this carbon is come outside by producing a sooty flame. अब यहाँ पे क्या होगा, जब कार्बन को ऑक्सीजन अवेलेबल नहीं हो पाई तो वो इस मॉइस्चर के साथ ब्लैक फ्यूम्स के फॉर्म में बाहर आएगा. So that's why if the compounds is not if the sufficient amount of oxygen is not available for the burning process, at that time the large amount of carbon is come outside by producing a black color sooty flame. So such type of combustion is known as the incomplete combustion, and in this process a very less amount of heat is produced, less amount of energy is liberating. So this reaction is not useful for human being as well as for your body, because they are not able to produce a more amount of heat. So that's why this is a good example of the incomplete combustion. So students, today we have done the different types of reactions. Thank you.